Hello there, and welcome back. We are in the top 4 of the Remote Duel Invitational here for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game, and what a great couple of matches we got coming up. We've not got 4 of the same deck. We don't even have 3 of the same deck. We have 4 completely different decks here in the top 4, and boy am I excited to see this next one.
Yeah, it's been quite an interesting run of events. We did just complete our single elimination part of best of ones, and now we're moving into best of three side with side decks. The most interesting part about this is the players did have to submit their side decks before the tournament started, so it's not like you got a chance to suddenly now grab the cards that you're good against your opponent. You're committed to what you signed up with.
With that in mind, Matt, who do you think's at an advantage here? Based on that thought that the preparation beforehand.
Preparation beforehand, if I take a look, I think the side decks are... Even Doc 7's side deck's pretty good. A lot of floodgates in there, Don't Lose No More, so we can actually play through a potential opponent's field. Taking a look at Julio's red reboots, anti-spell fragrance, evenly matched. So he's got quite a bit of action as well going on. So both these players' side decks looking pretty good. I am inclined to align with the meta deck, Adamancipator, because of how strong it is in general. Grey Magic can sometimes just get troll people straight out of the game, especially with things like Dimensional Fissure or Macrocosmos, and of course a DD Dynamite to steal the game last time. There could be only one also potential big thing for Doc 7. So Doc 7's he doesn't. He's got the weaker deck, but he still has the potential to play this one out and clobber his opponent with a Haymaker from Gren Maju de Aza.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think the players are ready already, so I just don't think we should wait. I'm too excited to see if we will see yet another crazy game from this Gren Maju deck.
All right, let's do it. Let's see if he can do it through game for a best of 3 series.
Yeah. Let's head on over to the table.
So in the red corner, Julioh, he's going to be playing from the top side. Also very helpful. His game mat says his name on it, so we can't get that one wrong. And Doc 7 is going to be playing from the blue side on the bottom. And timer is going up to 40-minute rounds here. We're not still playing 25-minute rounds. So we have a pair, and now we're seeing a 5 against an 8. So that's going to be Julioh choosing to start. Most likely. Now this is the point where both players shout duel at each other as loud as possible, and then the game begins. But you just have to imagine that because we don't have audio.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. So we see that Julioh is going to get to start here. I'm trying to remember now if we've seen Doc 7 have to play into a board in a full field of monsters so far. What do you think his chances are?
He played into the zombie deck, didn't he? And it turns out all he had to do was flip up there could be only one and wait until he could DD Dynamite for a bajillion.
Yep.
Oh, it's not a bajillion because it's not exact.
Is that an exact number?
A bajillion is not a real number, but the only reason that I know that's true is because it came up in Futurama that it wasn't a real number. Not that I didn't know previously that a bajillion wasn't a number.
What is the biggest number that you know?
Let's say it goes... Trillion... Is gazillion a unit?
I don't think so.
Then I'm going to guess trillion is probably as high as it goes, to be honest.
It goes million, billion, trillion, right? And then
yeah. And then whatever's above that.
So quadrillion.
If you had a Turkish lira, you'd probably have much bigger grasp of higher numbers.
Well, it's quadrillion is the next one, and then quintillion.
Oh, because it counts up again, isn't it? Quintillion. Yeah.
Sextillion, septillion, octillion, nontillion. But then I don't actually know what 10 of that is. But I do know that one Google is a unit of measurement.
Or one Google.
A Google, yeah. A Google is like I think it's a million. No, that's a billion. It's a big number. I know that much.
Yeah, I've seen their share prices.
Powerful. That was a powerful comeback.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing Herald of the Arclight coming down, so that's now going to prevent a potential Nibiru or some kind of interaction from Dock 7. Actually, interestingly, the Herald of the Arclight, because all the cards that get sent from the deck to the graveyard get banished, not that Dock 7 plays a lot of those, the Herald of the Arclight actually does, in a weird way, play into the game plan of the Red Magi player, but
yeah,
Dock 7 isn't playing enough cards where that's actually going to even remotely be an issue.
I remember in my version of my Necroface deck, I used to play. It was when you could have multiple copies of Dimensional Fissure, and I would play Foolish Burial as well because of that. And it's obviously Dimensional Fissure is kind of like the Arclight, but I would do that so that I could Foolish Burial in Necroface.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing a Adamant Spider effect being activated. We see the Union Carrier, but I'm not seeing the Destruction Sword being equipped. Not that it makes Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. It doesn't really make any difference in this matchup because there's going to be very little coming from the extra deck of Dock 7 unless Dock 7 is trying to resolve a Super Polymerization. Which it does play free, so there's a 33% chance that could come up.
Yep. But we see the Block Dragon as well. And then the Julio's what I'm considering his ace monster, the Tackle Crusader, and this is another way to make Tackle Crusader amazing. You can link it away with IP Masquerade during your opponent's turn. And then
Book of Moon, your opponent's card. It's been a real heavy. It's been pulling its weight for sure.
It's so good. It's so good. When it was first used, it was a little underwhelming. I must say, it was a little bit underwhelming, but it was still a great tech choice. But now that you can start doing stuff in your opponent's turn, and it's the right attribute and type, it is so good.
Absolutely.
Here we see the Adamantipator Excavation once more, and yeah, I mean, the Koakimira Guardian is very, very good.
Yep, a Koakimira Guardian, another card that's excellent for spinning off Nibiru's.
Yep.
We know that's not an issue, but I mean, the Grand Manju Doc does actually play 3 copies of Nibiru, but that's now a non-factor.
Yeah. We do see that he's going to give up the idea of a quick Tackle Crusader.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
But yeah, he's got quite a lot of other stuff to make use of anyway.
Spider being banished for Gigantes.
Oh, it never fails to surprise me how extended the Adamantipator deck can go. It just keeps going.
Yeah, it has a lot that it's getting up to in its turns because of all the special summons, and then how the special summons then get you additional special summons.
Yeah.
We are probably also seeing an Appaloosa being set up with the IP Masquerena as well.
Yeah.
And Boral Savage. Boral Savage is going to add additional negation to this field.
Yeah.
So that's 1. Graveyard's off limits. Boral Savage 2. Appaloosa on 2 materials with the IP.
Yeah.
So
the Graveyard's actually off limits in 2 different ways because Dweller and Herald of the Arclight.
Yeah.
If you ever wanted to not use the Graveyard, now is the perfect time.
Except I think the Abyss Dweller is kind of a blank against this Grand Magi deck. It doesn't play anything that really cares about the Graveyard.
No, for sure.
So there's only 2 bits of active negation that he needs to worry about. He doesn't actually play a lot of activated effects either, other than the Nibiru's. or the Necrofaces. I guess he has the Ether of Millions when it declares an attack.
Yeah. Still not. I mean, it's not that bad, right?
Yeah, it could be worse. I mean, I still find Doctor 7's draw lineup very clunky and awkward. Playing the Pot of Extravagance, Pot of Desires, and Allures, when Pot of Extravagance locks you out playing any of those cards, the worst things you can do now is draw like Pot of Desires, Allure of Darkness.
Yeah, that would be...
And it's getting negated anyway by the Brawl Savage. But that starts him off with 6 cards banished for his Grand Magi.
Yeah. I need to read Pot of Extravagance. Does that mean that he can still draw? Or does that limitation still happen even if the card gets negated?
I think Brawl Savage just negates the effect. It doesn't actually negate the activation. But I'd have to double check.
Yeah, I need to check.
No, negate the activation.
Yeah, so he can still draw. Yeah, Pot of Extravagance says after it resolves anyway, so...
Yeah, so it never resolved, so... We're going to be seeing oh, Fast Unicorn! Unicorn, sorry, not Unicorn. Yeah, discarding a Jet Synchron, which you'll be able to get back later, and that's going to shuffle away 1 monster on the field.
Discarding, doesn't that trigger the Herald of the Arclight?
If a card is sent from your hand to the graveyard, it should be banished. So yeah, the Herald, I think there does result in the banishment of Jet Synchron.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a painful discard then.
Yeah, I was thinking that's. I was wondering when he discarded it. I thought to myself, that's...
Yeah, he overlooked that the Herald affect you as well.
Yeah. I guess the reason for that is that you don't really think too much about keeping it around, right? You kind of expect your opponent to do some stuff that you negate, so you never really think about your own turn, or at least the turn after.
Yeah, it's like essentially adding additional drawbacks to yourself and then forgetting how they all overlap. It can be absolutely critical in winning or losing a game. There was the Monarch deck. There was a extra deck Monarchs when a bunch of the Monarch support says that you can't use the extra deck the turn you use it, and there were very specific ways you were supposed to weave through those restrictions, which made the deck incredibly hard to play correctly.
That was actually I forgot about that earlier. You mentioned that. That was one of the things I was going to bring up earlier. We were talking about this, about different restrictions and how difficult it is to keep track of. That was one of the greatest examples for me. Was the Monarch deck.
Oh yeah, you could very quickly spot a player who put the time into it versus a player who who hadn't. Although saying that, I'm pretty sure the guy who won it hadn't slept for like 24 hours. He just stayed up playtesting hand after hand after
Jared,
hand after
yeah.
hand.
Jared, yeah, the national championships in the UK. No, he slept before the nationals, but it was that he'd like done big stints of just being awake testing, so that he could play while sleepy. that was his plan, so that he played at his best when he wasn't sleepy.
It's kind of like that meme where it's suddenly like it goes from like just a guy to like a guy in space and then a guy in galaxy. It's sort of like galaxy.
Oh yeah, the brain's getting like more and more sparkly. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like I just showing up to nationals, 2 weeks testing, 3 weeks testing, forgetting, just not sleeping so I can play testy. So I can play, not eating for an entire year to get ready for this, and stuff like that.
Yeah. So we do see. So it's a 1-0 at the moment for Julioh.
Yeah, that was pretty easy for Julioh.
Yep.
Very, very little to be contested with.
Yeah, and for the first time, we're going to see some side decking. So, Matt, tell me about these side decks. What do you think? So let's do the easy one first. Doc 7's side deck. What do you think is coming in here?
So Doc 7 is going to probably choose to go first. He's playing against Adamancipator. The difficult thing with Adamancipator is it only plays 9 spells, not even 9 spells, 7 spells even. So that's probably going to rule out the Imperial Order, the Anti-Spell Fragrance. Dino Resto Prakatops is great if you're going second. Got Ruler No More definitely going to be coming in because it gives him a chance to play through an established field. Red Reboot, generally not that great. Different Dimension Ground is very strong, especially since he's going first. That's an old trap card which says anytime a card will be sent to the graveyard, it is banished instead. And you've got 2 copies of Prohibition as well, which is likely to come up.
Yeah, DDG looks... it's just amazing. I loved that card so much. I'm sorry, like, I know people don't like playing traps, but like that is one of my favorite all-time cards because if you can play while under it as well, you can play it and it completely stops any hand traps.
Yeah, absolutely.
I get it's a trap card, but yeah. Yep.
So yeah, interestingly, it's probably unlikely that Julioh came with anything specifically tacked against this. So he's just going to be looking where things cross over.
Yeah. So what do you think? Yeah, that's why I say he's like. Sorry, I should have said sooner. Yeah. So this is more hard for him. What do you think he's going to be playing that he can actually use?
If he's watched the stream and saw the Macrocosmos and the Dimensional Fissures that have been revealed through various Necroface effects, he'll be definitely coming in with the Cosmic Cyclones. The Dino Reset Prankotops, you're going second. That's a great card. You're not playing the Biru here because it's pointless against Grand Maju. Evenly matched potentially, since your opponent does have quite a bit that they're sticking in the back row. Anti-Spell Fragrance is also very strong against a deck that's playing tons of draw, and Imperial Order is also good for that reason. When your opponent's entire game plan is to get through as much of their deck as possible.
Yeah.
And also Red Reboot is so good when your opponent is playing things like Solemn Judgment, Solemn Warning, and Solemn Strikes.
Yeah. Oh, it's super interesting. Super interesting, but I mean, as we kind of expect, right? That Doc 7 has much more targeted, very specific cards that are going to do him well in this matchup. Whereas, as you said, Julioh is just looking for the best he's got.
Yeah, Julio's just going to find out where the overlaps of his side deck, which he actually prepared for the main decks of the format, just overlap. And this is actually where you get caught with a lot of your rogue decks when you go to tournaments. And something you should consider in your deck building. If your opponent's commonly played side deck cards also overlap with your deck, they're playing the stronger deck and their silver bullets overlap into you, you're going to have a really hard time winning a best of 3 against them.
Yes.
Even if they're not specifically targeting you, players that have been playing long enough that can kind of figure out where the overlaps are, you're going to get stung. For example, if you lose to evenly matched, if your opponent's playing, when your opponent may not even be playing that evenly matched specifically because he knows you're at the tournament, the overlap is very, very strong. Okay, that's probably a bad example because evenly matched is just back-breakingly brutal in any time that you get to resolve it. So yeah, we'll just wait till these guys shuffle up and get going again. And it's almost certainly going to be Doc 7's to start.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, he's
which kind of makes it which makes it weird for Julioh if he does have a lot of anti-spell like anti-spell fragrance and stuff like that in his side deck, but going second and then trying to play those cards are way less effective. Gizmek Orchi going to be the first card played by Doc 7, so he's going to now banish 8 cards.
That's a good start. Especially when he's got 57 cards to be able to banish. That's
yeah, his deck could probably go on a bit of a cutting plan, to be honest.
Yeah. Wow, that's actually quite underwhelming.
Yeah, that's weird, because the Gizmek Orchi is a quick effect, so you could just summon it during your opponent's turn, but I guess this gives him the option to be able to bring it back during his opponent's turn when his opponent inevitably removes it.
Yeah.
But now his opponent controls a monster, and he gives his opponent a free special summon for Adamancipator. I'm trying to remember which one that one is. Analyzer.
Yeah.
And we're going to be seeing the Medolce engine coming in, or at least rather just one of the Medolce cards being played.
And he's able to get
Medolce
Quackamiru.
Petting Seer and the Quackamiru on the normal summon. Right, was that a normal summon Quackamiru, or I was busy looking at card number? Did you get that off the analyzer?
It's a normal summon.
Ah, normal summon, okay. And now we're going to see the analyzer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Misses there. He doesn't have an option for a monster he can summon.
No, but I think Julioh is a bit of an advantage here. Obviously, he's one game up, and also he realizes that he can play it a little bit slower because his opponent's playing slightly slower deck than usual.
Yeah, so there's like Solemn Warning. Yep.
Yeah,
playing
strike.
into Solemn Strike even. So playing into your opponent's back row is.
Oh! Feels like a rip off the top. This Monster Reborn.
Ah. Reborn the monster.
Yeah.
Actually, Monster Reborn. Yeah.
It's a shame it's not one of the Lost Art versions, but I'm not going to hold it against him.
Actually, this is going to sound controversial, but I prefer the TCG artwork for Monster Reborn.
You are
more
wrong.
than the Yank.
But that's fine.
I'm just wrong. You have an opinion. It's just wrong.
Come on, chat. Back me up here.
I don't
OCG
know.
version.
I just like the Yank is cool and all, but like it doesn't have a lot going on. I don't know why.
But I like that. It's super plain. Like, it's plain in a nice way. It's like, sleek. It's yeah. I don't know. I just feel like TCG Monster Reborn is putting a bit too much effort in.
I feel like it's the appropriate amount of effort. It's wearing its sundress and a nice hat, and it's got a good Instagram picture. The Yank is just a little bit too basic. Needs some filters.
Right. Okay. So, one of my favorite trap cards, Compulsory Evacuation Device. The picture on this card, the artwork, sorry, is just simply phenomenal. I don't know if you've ever actually just sat and thought about it, but it's a guy being shot into the air randomly. Like, it's just crazy.
Compulsory Evacuation Device, very powerful card against just a fast disruption. But yeah, the artwork is actually pretty funny. Just the catapult. There's one of the artists that actually works on the Yu-Gi-Oh cards that does a lot of the kind of really funny ones. There's one where Thousand Eyes Restrict is leaving there's like some Forbidden Unlimited list jokes, like before and all that. They kind of like did this whole story, and I think it's one of the artists that actually works on that.
Yeah, I know the card you're talking about. It's the one where he's like saying bye to the guys on the Forbidden Limited list.
Yeah, which is actually a really funny card because the Forbidden Limited list between the two regions are different.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember which card it is now. It does look like we have a 1/1. I think.
1/1?
Yeah, 1/1.
Is that just because Julioh couldn't make any further plays?
I think so.
And decided to concede?
Yeah. So it's 1/1, but we are back to a BO1 here, but with side decks.
Julioh gets to go first.
Yeah.
Against a heavy trap deck, which is really good for him.
Yeah. But at the same time, I think that Doc 7's deck really slows everything down. But I mean, obviously, if Julioh is able to put together something truly unstoppable, then Doc 7 might be out. We'll see.
Yeah,
are you surprised? Are you surprised about that game too? I was kind of surprised that it ended there because
it seems like a bit of a snap concession, but I'll trust Julioh knows what he's doing, and he's just in a very favored position for game 3, so he might just look at the clock and gone, I could drag this game out and have a lower percentage chance of winning, or I could just play game 3 where I'm just heavily favored.
Yeah. In fact, now that I think, the more I think about it, that decision actually makes sense because he probably watched the previous round and saw someone get blown away by DD Dynamite.
Yeah, so he probably knows that if that game drags out, if he risks going into time, he's at a disadvantage to a main deck burn cards.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I could potentially win this game, but it's going to take a while, and it's a lower percent chance of me winning game 3 going first.
Yeah.
On Adamantipator.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, why take the risk, right? You just might as well just proceed to the next game.
Yeah, so we'll just wait until these guys fire up. So, Luke, what are you going to do with your Sunday while these guys are figuring out how they're going to start? You got plans for tomorrow?
I've got no plans. I'm in the house.
Oh yeah, we're not allowed outside, so same plan as always, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we're going to see the Adamantipator is going to get the double start with 2 monsters. There's a Tackle Crusader, Doki Doki. Goes for the Doki Doki.
Our judges have just informed us, by the way, that Doc 7 couldn't actually get any more sleeves because he couldn't purchase them from anywhere, which is why some of his side deck is unsleeved.
Yeah, I can see that being a bit of a problem. It's like, oh, you have to replace these sleeves. But nowhere exists where I can do that.
Yeah. I mean, of course he's playing 57 cards, so...
He has to buy multiple packs.
Yeah, he has to get a few packs of sleeves to be able to sleeve up the whole deck.
Oh, dearie me.
Yeah, just in case anybody was wondering about that.
And yeah, he's not going to have access to the red reboot this game because it's going to be at the bottom of the deck. Although he notably does put it at the top of those 4 cards he put on the bottom of his deck. We're going to be seeing Doki Doki getting Sacred away for Herald of the Arclight. Possibly? No, he's going for a link material first. Yeah, Hulky Firebacks. Do it. Why would you do anything other than Hulky Firebacks first? And does this go uncontested? He's got the Quakibiru Guardian. For anybody wondering, like, is there a Nibiru risk? No, that's being mitigated by the Quakibiru Guardian in play. Just remember to have a rock monster in your hand when you end your turn if you're going to keep that Quakibiru around. And we're going to see Linkross now. Only 1 Linkross token being summoned. And then the back of a Fat the Beast Olion being used to synchro away to make the marching mech. Martial Metal Marcher, sorry. And that then lets you bring back a boss from the graveyard, which then lets you continue doing lots of crazy stuff.
Yep, that's a good way to describe it. I mean, this is the third game. We're 1-1 with these guys at the moment, and Julio's got plenty of time to finish up his board here, and yeah, he's got all the options. It's certainly not as impressive as Schattenspieler's Eldritch board that we saw. But
yeah,
still
he's
pretty
good.
Working.
He's working on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to see Appaloosa. What a card.
Appaloosa?
I mean, Appaloosa and Kawakimeru
It feels kind of weird to play the Appaloosa, especially in this matchup where there's not a lot of activated monster effects that you're worried about.
Yeah.
I mean, we are going to see Block Dragon.
That's the thing, right? When you play one of these kinds of decks that it's just really heavy combo, your natural reaction is to just make as much stuff as you're used to making. So he's probably not really thinking too much about what his opponent's playing right now.
Yeah, and he's going to get in free. He's getting himself a Block Dragon triple search. And that's a tuner that you don't generally see a lot of, Weeping Idol, which is actually a really good tuner. You banish a tuner from your graveyard to special summon it, and it's a level 2 tuner. So he uses that with Adamancipator Seeker, and also gets himself a Gigantes.
Yeah, in fact, that was one of the few cards. I was trying to keep it a bit of a secret as to what decks we were going to see for myself, just so that I could be more kind of
surprised
and surprised, yeah, but of the cool decks. But Weeping Idol was actually revealed to me because he was struggling to find it in the English database. So
I just got a message from Jerome, and he said, "Luke's wrong. TCG Reborn forever." There you go. All the way from the US, my colleague actually messages in to back me up. That is a friend if you ever wondered, lads.
I feel beaten. I am sorry, Jerome. I am truly sorry.
Yeah, this TCG Reborn looks so much better.
I love how we're back on the subject now that you've had some backup.
Oh yeah, I was gonna shut up unless the chat had my back, but no, now I've got it. We're just
you got it. Yeah, you're ready to rock now. You got it. Oh dear. Thanks, Jerome. Throw me under the bus.
And rightfully so, because you were actually wrong. So now we're gonna see another Adamancipator effect being used, and Tackle Crusader being the next card picked up. Tackle Crusader's kind of been like the water boy of this tournament. He's like just been charging in and flipping things face down and getting Julioh out of some terrible situations.
Yeah. Honestly, Tackle Crusader is...
It's impressed me. I gotta be honest. It's pulled his weight, definitely. And we're gonna see Savage up next. All going in defense mode. Yeah. All going in defense mode to play around the potential Lightning Storm. Lightning Storm is just such a great card as well, to be honest.
Yeah, and I must say the Starlight Rare version looks glorious.
Also very difficult to find, but yeah, the Starlight Rare one does look pretty spectacular. And Weeping Idol being special summoned. And we get another Synchro Summon. And is that going to be the Herald?
It is. It is indeed. Yeah. And this is looking... I kind of jinxed myself earlier by saying that his field didn't look quite as impressive as Schattenspieler's, but looking alright right now, I must say. Once again, he's denying Doc 7's access to the graveyard in multiple ways. And he has four counters on the Appaloosa, and here for good measure, here's the Block Dragon that he's going to be able to use with that IP Masquerena. And in Game 3, this is not what you want to see on the opposing side of the field.
This is Doc looking at 5 guys going, I guess this is a fair fight then, and he's gonna do his best. But you are playing into every evil ex-boyfriend from the Scott Pilgrim movie.
Yeah. Well and truly. And I mean, this is the thing, right? I mean...
I've got to start making movie references, especially since that's about to be 10 years old. Like, I feel old on the films that I was watching.
Oh, don't we? I'm pretty sure earlier on we made an 80s music reference or something, or maybe it was just me, but yeah, I felt old. Even Lightning Storm at this point is...
It doesn't do anything in defense mode monsters. And yeah, you can imagine your opponent going, hee, your turn.
Yeah.
just to tilt you, just a little bit. Just that little extra tilt.
Appaloosa as well is...
Appaloosa, yeah. 4 negates sitting on that, and you got Ball Savage negate, Graveyard's going to be off limits.
That's...
Cyber Dragon. Cyber Dragon's, it's a start, and it gives the potential to does he play the...
He does indeed. He
Maritech Mega Fleet,
yeah,
which will take out a bunch of the negates.
but Tackle Crusader.
Yeah, you just get rid of Tackle Crusader. You just Water Boy straight into it. There you go, another really old movie. Adam Sandler. Charges into it, puts it face down. He goes, no, we're not having that.
Yeah.
But Doc hasn't used his normal summon, so...
Yeah. If he tributes that Cyber Dragon for another Cyber Dragon, we'll be in business.
That'd be a real Zane thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah, it would.
And Eater of Millions. Again, not an effect that can be responded to by any of the negations in play. So, this is what I was saying before. Like, actually, this really heavy field of negation
doesn't do much.
Isn't as devastating as it would be to any of the other types of decks, because a lot of your effects are just really powerful continuous effects. Pod Desires. You've got a negate available for that, which would be your Herald or your Boral. That's true.
Yep.
Yeah, you got Borrowed, and then you've got Herald for the follow-up card draw, if you need to. And yeah, the Eater of Millions is an awkward position, right? Because if it attacks, the effect to banish an opponent's monster will
it's going to trigger
a problem. Yeah.
I'm wondering if that is that effect mandatory? Can you just use its large attack points?
Oh wait, no. If this card battles an opponent's monster, you can banish the opponent's monster face down. But he's only gaining 100 for each face down banished card. So he's going to be pretty small in... That's a 4 material Appaloosa. Yeah, we're going to be seeing a Link summon in the opponent's turn with Block Dragon to make a Link free that can't be destroyed by card effects, and Block Dragon is going to search, and we're going to see the Unicorn taking away another card. Yeah, Dark Seven is this.
I did just realise, after one of the judges pointed it out, but it is so obvious. Of course, you can go into Mega Fleet even though the Cyber Dragon is face down, because it's a contact fusion.
Full contact fusions have to be face up.
Nope. Same as Gladiator Beasts.
Oh, then no, we can't tell Doc.
He would be able to completely clean this board if he suddenly realizes that he can just Mega Fleet the entire field.
It's not. It's just Mega Fleet is the monsters in the extra monster zone, right? So he only gets the Appaloosa.
Yeah, but still, it gives him. It's going to give him at least something to do that's better than staring at this Eater of Millions. That's a card. That's definitely a card.
That one's big. That's a big boy. It's at least 4,000 plus whatever was sent away by the Eater of Millions.
Yeah, which is probably 5 cards, so it's probably on 6k.
That'll actually be pretty funny if he can get the magic damage up and actually just swing over him. That would be pretty impressive.
Yeah, so yeah, he just attacks into the Appaloosa.
Yeah, that's going to leave a smoking crater where Appaloosa was standing.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, that would have been so much better if he'd have had, if he'd have been able to make Mega Fleet. Yeah, so he can do a regular attack over the Herald of the Arclight to prevent any
don't want to activate it, and so there's still going to be a bunch of interaction coming from Julioh, but I guess if Grand Magic was going to show up at some point and get a big swing in, at least it happened now, right?
Yeah, and so Phoenix is the Unicorn. Sorry, I'm wondering if he's used Phoenix because he needs some current. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, he's got Dragite. I was thinking, like, how is he going to get rid of this Grand Maju? If Grand Maju is just going to sit there and look well scary, but yeah, he can just use Dragite.
Yeah, the Grand Manager is just basically painting red face paint on him and just like growling manly at the enemy, hoping that'll be enough to get there. Like it's just so vulnerable. It's just such a vulnerable setup.
Yeah, Dragite just reveals all the rock monsters.
But if he gets a second turn, if he gets another turn, got the Cyber Dragon, right?
That's true.
Block Dragon coming up again. So
yeah, I've got a feeling that these numbers are bigger than 8,000 though.
Oh yeah, that's definitely. And there's no Battle Fader, no Swift Scarecrow.
Nope. So I think that is it. Yeah, Julioh wins. Julioh is in the finals. Oh, they're trying to shake hands. In the finals of the Remote Duel Invitational.
Here is virtual respect.
Yeah, what a game. I mean, I'm not too sure about that. I feel like it'd have been better if he'd have gone Mega Fleet at least to try and do everything he could. But yeah, in the end, Julioh wins.
Out, and yeah, it wasn't going to make a difference in the grand scheme of things, but it would have been good to know. Yeah. And yeah, Julioh playing the much stronger deck and gets just realizes going to game 3 gives me the highest percentage chance of winning with the amount of time that's remaining. Let's just not mess about trying to grind for a game that I may have been able to win.
Yeah, it's quite curious, that, isn't it? Don't you think that in the end that was actually the? I guess we could speculate forever whether it was the correct play or not, but it seemed to be because he managed to win in the end. He managed to take, and he did need all of the time he had. The clock at the end there was right down to like 2 minutes, 1 minute, something like that. So yeah, good maneuver for him to be able to just say, "I'm done with this. That's all you."